Hey everyone, it's Deja with knittingcrocheteverafter.com. Today is the cool cross crochet stitch pattern. The pattern download is below. Go ahead and get that and we'll get started, and I'll talk more about this after we do it. Let's get started. Okay, so to get started with the cool cross, we are going to chain a multiple of 7 plus 1. So however wide you want it, times that by 7, and then add 1 stitch at the end. So I've got 15 here, and we're gonna start with our row 1 instructions. I wouldn't really put a border on this. It's kind of meant to have that looped edging on both sides. So I think a border would really take away from that. So I would go straight into the stitch pattern, depending on what you're using it for, but most likely I would always choose to go straight into the stitch pattern. So what we're going to do first is we're going to DC 2 times in the 4th chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, and here we're going to do 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Then we're going to skip some chains. We're going to skip 3, and we're going to actually single crochet in that 4th chain. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the 4th. Where that big hole is, that next loop here is that 1st chain. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet in that 4th chain. And then we start our repeat, which is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to double crochet in our next 3 chains. So we're going to go right to the left of that last chain and do 1 double crochet in each of those next 3 chains. 2. You'll see everything's leaning to the left. You thought it was going to lean to the right, I'm sure, because those first 2 double crochets, but once we single crochet over, it starts leaning to the left. Then we're going to skip 3 chains again and single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet. And I'm missing a stitch. I was like, that's not right. I was only going in the 3rd. We have to skip 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, and that very last stitch is the end of our stitch pattern and the end of our row where we single crochet. Almost thought I did the wrong amount of chains. So it's a really simple stitch pattern once you learn it, because you're really only doing row 2 over and over again. So for row 2, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to double crochet 2 times in this very first stitch. So the chain 3 is like a double crochet, so it's like we're doing 3 in 1 stitch. Then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches, which is basically those 3 double crochets of the row below. And over here, we're going to single crochet in this big old nice space, chain 3, and do 3 double crochets inside of this big old space. So it's kind of like working those 3 double crochets on those 3 chains from the row below, but a lot easier because you don't have to find chains, you just work in that big space. And you repeat that over and over again until you get to the last 3 stitches, which are these guys here. We have 1, 2, 3, and we're going to just single crochet in the top of the turning chain, which is that top of that chain 3. So really simple stitch pattern. Again, we'll do one more. We'll do chain 3, 2 double crochets in that first stitch. Then we're going to skip those next 3 double crochets and get over to this nice big space. Do a single crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochets inside of it. Super easy to do while watching TV. You can even stop looking at your work because this hole is so big that you're working into that you could do all 3 without having to stare at it. Then again, we've got the same thing over here. We got 2, that 3rd one, we're going to do a single crochet and finish it off. So it builds very quickly and it's very fast working. So again with our finished. This is with self-striping yarn, so it turned out really well with the way it worked out. It kind of worked almost perfect for each row. But doing striping would also work. You could do every single row or every other row, kind of how this worked out. But it's great reversible fabric, so great for a scarf, shawl, whatever, because you can see that both sides pretty much look identical. So I love this stitch pattern. I love the edging on it. This is the Cool Cross Crochet stitch pattern. I'm Deja with Knit and Crochet Ever After, and thank you for watching.